So let's talk about one of the most frustrating things ever. That feeling when you are doing all the work, you're changing on the inside, but you look at your world and nothing. Crickets. Well, let's get right into it because that feeling of stagnation, it is absolutely not what you think it is. You've been doing it all right. You're visualizing, you're affirming, you're living from the end. You actually feel different inside. But then you look at your bank account, you look at your relationships, and it's the exact same old story. And that one single question just starts screaming in your head. Why isn't anything changing? And I totally get it. It feels like you've slammed into a brick wall. That's the moment when all the doubt just comes flooding back in. And you're this close to just throwing in the towel. But listen to me. That feeling of being completely stuck, of being trapped while the world stays frozen, that is not a sign that you failed. It's a totally normal and honestly a really positive part of the whole process. Okay, so let's get into the very first reason why this stillness is actually a great sign. It's because you have genuinely, and I mean genuinely, scared your old self. The resistance you're feeling, that's the first real sign that you are winning this thing. Think about it like this. Imagine walking into a really messy, dusty room. If you don't touch anything, it just stays quiet, right? But the second you start to clean, what happens? Dust flies everywhere. It actually looks and feels way worse before it gets better. That chaos isn't a sign that the cleaning is failing. It's the proof that you're disrupting the old state of mess. If there was no resistance, no dust kicked up in the air, it would mean you haven't actually moved anything at all. So let's look at a real-world example. Take Jessica. She decides, I am a successful freelance artist. She really commits to it internally. But what happens on the outside? Suddenly, she's getting flooded with rejection emails for the admin jobs she's trying to escape. Now, that's not a sign that she's failing. It's her old professional identity fighting for its life, basically screaming, hey, remember me? I'm still in charge here. Or how about David? He decides he's done with being insecure. So what happens? Bam! His deepest insecurities flare up worse than ever. Old friends start pushing his new boundaries, almost like they're trying to pull him back into his old ways. This isn't just a coincidence. It's his old self-concept throwing a massive tantrum, creating these little tests to try and lure him back into that old, familiar, safe box of insecurity. So here's the bottom line on this point. The friction and the chaos you're feeling, it's just a predictable defense mechanism. It's the old you, the person you used to be, putting up its shields because it knows its time is up. It knows it's being replaced. And honestly, that's a fantastic sign. All right, now for the second reason why stagnation is a good thing. And this one is a little more sneaky. It's what I call the ego's final desperate trick. The powerful illusion that absolutely nothing is happening. You know, the best way to picture this is to think of a video game. You finally get to the final boss, and it looks huge, invincible, terrifying, and right before you defeat it, it unleashes its most powerful, screen-filling ultimate attack. Well, your ego does the exact same thing. Its ultimate weapon isn't more chaos, it's silence. It's the illusion of complete stillness, designed to make you believe that all your power has just vanished into thin air. And this is the war that's raging inside your head. On one side, you have the ego, your logical brain, just screaming, look, the 3D world is real, nothing has changed, you failed, just go back to what you know. But on the other side, there's your truth. My inner world is what creates everything. The stagnation is just a sign of movement, it's already done. You are the one who gets to choose which one of those voices is telling the truth. Let's look at Michael. He's working on feeling financially abundant. Then, for weeks, his bank account doesn't move. In fact, an unexpected bill shows up. His ego just pounces on that. It screams, see, I told you, it's not working. This is all a fantasy. Just give up. It's using the temporary outer world as evidence to try and discredit the permanent change you've made inside. It's the exact same thing for Sarah. She's living in the feeling of being in a loving, committed partnership. And then her person goes silent for a few days. The ego sees its opening. It takes that silence and blows it up into proof that she's unwanted, trying to tempt her to react from that old painful feeling. You see, the stillness is the bait. And that's really all it's trying to do. See, your ego isn't some evil villain. It's a survival mechanism. It's designed to keep you safe inside what's familiar. So it will throw every single thought, feeling, and emotion it can at you to get you to abandon this new, unknown territory and just go back to the old story. Now, this brings us to the third, and I think the most exciting reason why stagnation is a good sign. Because while it looks like nothing at all is happening out on the stage, there is a massive, silent rearrangement happening behind the curtain. This is honestly my favorite way to look at it. You know when you order something complicated online? For days, the tracking just says, processing. From your end, it looks like nothing is happening. But you know that behind the scenes, there's a total flurry of activity. Parts are being gathered, people are assembling it, it's being boxed up for delivery. The external silence completely hides all of that internal motion. So the process is actually really simple and logical when you break it down. Step 1, you change inside. Step 2, the external world, which is just a mirror, has to pause. That's the lag time. During that pause, step 3 happens. Everything is being rearranged behind the scenes. People, events, opportunities, all to match your new state. And only then, in step 4, can it finally be delivered and reflected back to you. That pause isn't a problem. It's a mandatory step in creation. And this really is the ultimate paradox, isn't it? But it's also the ultimate truth. That period of intense quiet, where your 5 senses are telling you nothing is moving, is precisely when the most important, most profound changes are taking place for you. So now you get why this is happening. The million-dollar question is, what are you supposed to do about it? How do you hold the line and maintain that winning mindset when the world is giving you nothing? Here is your 4-step game plan. First, completely reframe the stillness. Don't see it as a problem. See it as your confirmation slip that your order is being processed. Second, and this is huge, stop looking outside for proof. Every time you go searching for evidence, you're just screaming to the universe that you don't have it yet. You, your inner conviction, you are the only proof you need. Third, just do your best to remain in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And finally, number 4, decide that everything, the good, the bad, the silence, is all part of the bridge of events that is leading you straight to your destination. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to endurance. If you can stay true to your new identity, if you can hold on to your conviction through the quiet parts and the chaotic parts, then your victory isn't a question of if. It's simply a matter of when. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. The external world that you're looking at right now, it's not a live feed. It's a recording. It's an echo of the person you used to be. It's basically a ghost. And the only question you really have to answer is this. Are you going to let a ghost tell you who you are today?